as usual. All right,
Make
so
some
let me go
waves.
live here. Let me let people in over here and see what's going on. See who's going to be joining us on this fine, fantastic post Mother's Day Monday here. So make sure hopefully everyone didn't chicken out. I could see we already got people commenting over on the live stream, so that's good. Yep, and there's the email from YouTube. Makes it official. Oops, what the hell happened here? What's going on? All right, there we go. All right, let me mute this. Get ready to roll over here. Blah blah blah. Good stuff. What is going on? Too many commercials over there. All right, what's up, guys? It is officially day number 48. All right, there you go. You guys are finally popping in the live stream over here. Let me make sure the comments are on. So drop a 4-8, guys, if you can see and hear me okay. Drop a 4-8. It is officially we're more than halfway through the challenge, which is absolutely freaking crazy right now. I love it. Awesome. And I see some new folks coming in over on the live stream. Always good to see over there. Thank you guys for joining us. So again, drop a 48 if you guys are alive and well and you guys can hear. And as you guys can see, I have a very special guest hanging out with me this morning, and we're going to be talking about some awesomeness. So we're going to kind of skip some of the normal accountability that we normally do, kind of going through your checklist. We're going to dive into talking about what we got going on tonight, which is a webinar. I believe, Kirsty, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are about to smash the crap out of tonight's webinar. I'm hoping you're
Yeah.
fired up and excited for that. You did a great job last week. So, what's got you even more fired up for hanging out with everybody on Monday night tonight?
So I did this yesterday and I had so much more momentum, so much more flow. It was shorter, it was sweeter, it was punchier. And my plan is to take that into tonight as well. Being the host is really exciting because you're thinking so many different angles for how to posture up other people, how to make sure that it's team collaborative for the person listening. They can say, okay, this is somewhere where I'm going to have actual help. And when you really lean into that concern and you eliminate that concern, it's super, super helpful. So I'm really excited for that tonight. Right now, it looks like we have 240 people registered for tonight. So that's
Mm-hmm.
exciting. If you are part of TFT and you've not yet been getting people to the webinar, you should be doing that right now for sure. Doing that right now. Um, Following the formula to get people, right? Butts in seats. That's what we say, BIS.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. MondayEveningCall.com. Daniel just commented that there on YouTube. MondayEveningCall.com. That's the link that you will be sending people to get them registered for tonight. Let us do the heavy lifting for you. And then you're using the DM formula to then go close those sales, to engage with them beforehand, to engage with them during, if you're able to, and then to follow up with them and assume the sale afterward, you know?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I want to chime in on the fact that like the webinars, we rolled this platform out about what, 2.5 weeks ago,
Yeah.
roughly. And we've done two Thursday webinars so far and one Monday webinar. Tonight obviously would be the second webinar. And
Yeah.
already, I mean, in a very short amount of time, already we've already seen people netting some sales. I mean, I know when I look at my back office and I look at kind of who's producing, I can see who's number one, who's at manager level and who is producing sales. And it's great to see, just more and more and more people landing sales. We've seen more and more people step up. Like I know Shannon's with us here on the Zoom. I've seen her really taking some massive action, getting some sales. Megan,
Yeah.
Abby, Lisa, Catherine, like so many others are just netting more sales. Kirsty, in your opinion, what do you think is kind of that glue that's kind of helping people net sales with these webinars?
That it's a continuous thing. I
Yep.
mean, it's continuously timely, it's continuously in a deadline, it's continuously in a new value stack. And so the one that I'm launching tonight is going to be very much side by side with what Daniel does on Thursday morning. Me, for example, being on a nighttime, it's a different audience.
Yep.
Daniel being in the morning, it's a different audience. Having the same deadline, say Sunday night, for example, makes it so Daniel's is different in urgency, where mine It's more of a personalized touch that doesn't seem as urgent, but then still allows you, their reps, to work the lead for longer.
Hmm.
And then it's continuous because tonight the replay is going to be uploaded to your new webinar link. You don't have to change anything. You can have the domain, work with Shannon on Monday.com, whatever, and you can still have that domain and everything is swapped out for you. It's just timely. It's
Hmm.
always reoccurring. So just like the phrase out of sight, out of mind, well, this is insight in mind. People are consistently seeing that you're putting out content for live training. They continuously see that we have their back. They're going to get involved because that's a huge difference maker in the side hustle industry, in the at-home
Yeah.
business world, right? Which is
A
awesome.
big
So,
a big difference that I noticed right off the bat is obviously the webinars that we do are longer than a standard VSL, a
yeah,
sales video. And when we have our 10-15 minute long sales videos as part of our funnels, what happens, what we've seen obviously over the years from years of doing this is people always still have those questions like, well, what is it? What do I actually do? And how does it all work? And, just some of those basic standard questions that we always see.
mhm,
When you take people through the webinar process, it's like there's very few questions,
yeah,
and people are ready to get started. So I think that the webinar does a much better job of explaining what the business actually is.
yeah,
And I think it
for
has
sure.
also, it makes it easier for somebody to understand. So I think that's
Yes.
also really helpful. But on the flip side of that, it's what I've actually seen um, some negative feedback from doing these webinars. And I'll explain this in a minute because it's actually kind of funny. People have a great way of weeding themselves out, meaning like letting us know that, hey, this is not a fit for you. Move on.
Mhm,
Go do your quick cash grab and your money grab, because I've seen people say, geez, why do I have to sit through a whole nother webinar? Can't you just tell me what it is? And my response almost every time is, if you can't sit through a webinar to learn how this business works, I don't want you in my business, because you won't be able to sit through the training and actually go apply what we teach, because it's a lot of training. So move
right,
on to the next thing. See you later.
right. Well, and it's a good first impression too. Some people want the quick grab and that's fine. I mean, we have VSLs that are faster, right?
Hmm.
But then you as the rep, as their instant business coach, are answering more questions, so it's less maximizing for your time.
Yep.
When you tangle in the fact that it's timely and there's a specific expiration and it's catered toward them, it explains everything. You're going to have higher quality people. You're going to have maybe less leads, maybe, but you're going to have higher quality people. And again, I mean, we don't have trainings that are an hour plus, but the webinar is, and it's to give everyone the right information so that they
Hmm.
have, as I always say, the confidence and clarity to make an informed decision. And when you approach it that way, you approach it like you're actually there to help a person, not just hurry up and sell them into something and hype it up. And then you're like, see ya.
Yep.
When you provide the clarity and confidence, it doesn't matter how long it is. If it's informative and it's what they need, they'll get involved.
Hmm.
Plus, then it's more time maximizing for you because then the webinar does most of the selling and telling for you. Then it's just
Yep.
on you to follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's been great
Simple.
too, because like when you did your webinar, you passed information over to me. Hey, this is what I found. This is what I needed to add. So I literally added that into mine. And
Yeah.
we're kind of like, trade secrets back and forth of like, hey, this is what worked. This is what we need to tweak, which is
Yeah.
really good, because what I noticed, like, last Thursday's webinar, when I did that and explaining the whole process, I was also like you mentioned earlier, kind of able to get it down shorter, a little tighter, because I always look at the time frame. Like when I get to my actual close and I say, get back to the person that shared this, I always look at the time to be like, okay, where
Yep.
am I at? And then I compare that to where I was the time before. So it's
Sure.
gotten, smoother and better. But I think what's really cool is like when I got to the end, there was like literally no questions, because
Right.
we covered everything. We covered like what you do, how you do it, when you do it, what everything looks like, what it costs to start, refunds, bonuses, all of those, like everything is covered in there. So it's like, the average person that goes through and watches it, they know exactly what they're about to do. They're exactly what they're about to go start, how much they need to pay, like what's involved, what's going to happen after they start. Like it's all there.
Yep.
So you could watch a cool 10-minute sales video that's all hypey, which those get sales too, but then you have all the questions, or you could
Mhm.
watch the full webinar presentation and know everything, which I think is great.
Right. Right. And on top of that too, it's that because the webinars are timely and because there's actual urgency in it, because there is an expiration and it is variable every single week, that's more helpful for someone to be like, okay, this makes sense. I'm getting involved. And then they feel taken care of too. They can see that you're there. They can see other people are commenting. They can see that it's something that there are multiple people, hundreds of people doing. And that's the question we get all the time. Well, who else has succeeded except you? Who else is doing this? Or the opposite. Is this saturated? And it's like, yeah, no. And here's how we know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you guys to get people there, that's your job, right? That is the biggest focus. You just find the lane. Okay, this lead would resonate more with Monday night call. This lead would resonate more with Thursday morning call. And then you get them there, then you follow up. Now, how you're going to follow up, and this is where it causes a little bit of anxiety for people, depending your personality, how postured you're willing to be. If you know that Billy Bob is there on the webinar, let's say you're there, you see him comment. Even if all he comments the whole time is, I'm in Kansas, right? You see that he's there. Text him during the webinar. If you're able to be there and you're forthcoming in communicating to him during the webinar, and then he responds back, even if all he responds back is like a thumbs up or an emoji or something, then when you follow up after that webinar, how can I help you get started? He's going to respond back. You already set the tone, the preface for communication. It's when you just, here's my link and I'm spamming it out there and you have no way to track it. You have no way who actually found you and got on the webinar because of you. If there's no personal touch and personal communication, you can't expect that there will be a personal sale, you know? So I have a question for you guys. What questions do you have about the DM formula, getting people there, getting people involved during, getting people involved after for following up? Are you okay to be postured and say, how can I help you get started? Or are you hesitating? Are you like, I don't know what to say. Hey, did you enjoy the webinar?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're awkward. What do
What'd
they
you
say
think?
back? Yeah, it was good. Okay. Like how postured are you willing to be? You know what I mean? If you
Mm-hmm.
assume the sale, you say, hey, Bob, great to have you on tonight. Are you ready for the enrollment link? If he's not ready for the enrollment link, then he's going to say, no, I have to wait till Thursday when I get paid. Or actually, I had this question about this level. What does this mean? Or he's going to say why it is he's not enrolling. Or he'll say, yep, I'm ready. Here, oh, this is a nugget. You better be taking notes. When he says, yes, I'm ready for the enrollment link, yes, depending the rapport, you can just give him your link. However, big however, even if he has specifically asked for the enrollment link, he knows there's a cost, he's been communicating that about whatever with you, I would still be like, awesome, Bob. What level are you purchasing tonight? The word purchase is a good trigger word. They know that they're investing. And how much they paid attention when they say, I'm going to enroll gain. You're like, awesome. Here's the link. First page collects your email. Second page collects your username and password. Third page will be where you select the gain level. It's about midway down. And then the fourth page will collect billing. I'll be in touch right after. Sound good? I always say something like that. I love asking what level they're purchasing, even if they say they're ready for the enrollment link, because it allows me to 100% confirm that they know they're purchasing something. I don't get ghosted because they just admitted I'm going go, I'm enrolling global, whatever. They paid attention. They know how much it is. It's when, hey, yeah, hey, how can I help you get started? Actually, I'm going to get on now. Great. You're ready for the enrollment link? Yes. Here's my link. And then how many times have you been ghosted after that? If that's not happened to you, you've never been ghosted. Awesome. And if you have, adding in that one more question. Yes, I'm ready for the enrollment link. Awesome, Bob. What level are you purchasing tonight? I'm enrolling gain. I'm going to purchase the 600 one, whatever it is. Then you can say, awesome, sounds great. Here's the enrollment link. First page will collect your email. Second page will do this. Third page, you'll select the gain membership. It's towards the middle. Third page will be billing. After that, I'll be in touch right here to add you to all that you need instantly. I always say that type of phrasing, and it always works. I never get ghosted after someone says, I'm ready for the enrollment link. Okay. So take note, actually apply that concept. Some people are scared to say purchase. That's what they're doing. I mean, we say opt in, we say enroll, something like that. But when you
Mm-hmm.
say, great, what level are you purchasing tonight, this morning, today, whatever? First, you know how much you're getting paid. Second, you know 100% that they paid attention, that they know they're purchasing something, and they know the amount. If they say I'm purchasing gain, that's exact. They know exactly what that is. Oh, I'm going to purchase the $200 one, right? Okay, they're going to enroll go. And then you can send them the link. It just ties it down just that little bit more. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on
And
that, Daniel?
well, yeah, I was gonna say like the everything that you're talking about, all the different phrases and the the great one-liners and all that stuff, like all of that stuff is a formula. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
it really is. Like, and you just, when you get to certain pieces of the flow of information when you're talking to your lead, whether it be before, during, post, it's just part of the formula. And the cool part is what I love about what we do is we give them that formula. Like we're actually
right.
teaching on it tomorrow night, little hint, nudge, wink. But like all of these little nuggets that you just drizzled in there, like we're literally giving you guys all that. So if you guys are on our
Yep.
team, you're getting that as part of our training, like literally mapped out for you, so you know everything to say, when to say it, how to say it, like where to insert what awesome line. Like it's just like pieces to the puzzle where it I think back to when I first got introduced to home-based business when I was in my early 20s. All I got was the vision. I
Right.
got the vision of like, this is what's possible. I had those breakfasts and dinners and lunches with like these people that were making six figures a year. And they're like, oh man, you just got to go talk to a lot of people. Like that was the training that I got. You know what I mean?
But you're
Like
like, but
you just
how?
got to go talk to a lot of people and then you
And say
figure
what?
your shit out along the way. And
Right.
it's like, that's for me, like when I look back at that time frame, like that's why like I had the vision. I've always had the vision, but the how to was kind of missing. And that's for me how I see why so many people fail or quit this industry, because they just don't have the how to steps. They don't have those specific like triggers to help them get to that next step in their business. And I feel like that's what, we're trying to deliver as much as possible, like those missing
Yeah.
chunks where if I had that, I mean, I'm just being straight up honest. If I had the funnel team, if I had these how to steps back in my 20s, I wouldn't be in this company. I'd probably still be with that original company because, that was probably still is $1 billion company.
Mhm.
Because I would have had the how to steps versus trying to figure it out all on my own. And I
Right.
also will say that since applying some of these things, even just in the last 2 weeks, like my Facebook stuff is freaking exploding. Like I'm almost to the point, and this is gonna sound bad. Like I'm sitting here on my Mac and I'm just like doing my stuff in the morning. And like every time a notification goes off on Facebook, because I have Facebook open, it's like ding, ding, ding. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't even keep up. Like good problems to have, right? It's good problems to have. Like I can't really complain about that, but it's just been crazy since, I've been following your formulas, just posting styles and what to say. And I know a lot of times in our team, we share certain videos that are trending well using those, and everything's just like popping to the point where it's like, I'm literally having a hard time keeping up because it's,
Mhm.
Catherine messaged me this morning. She showed me a screenshot of her leads, and it was like 300 and something leads over like the course of a week or whatever it was. And it's just like, these are all good problems to have,
Right.
good problems to have.
Well, and your problems shift the more acceleration you have. So Catherine, for example, she and I spoke a few times over the weekend as well. And she's like, what do I do? I literally can't keep up. I need to cook dinner. I need to have this done. I have this
Yep.
appointment. I have whatever. And it's like now her problem, just like mine, maybe just like Daniel, And some of you out there, I know Shannon is experiencing this too. Now you get a cherry pick. And what I mean by that
Yeah.
is you get to specifically hone in your avatar, be diligent and resilient in responding to the people that already you know you want to work with. Spend more time there than the people who are not your avatar. Now, do you guys know what avatar is? Just drop the word avatar if you do. If not, I'll quickly explain it. But when you can now have your problem be cherry picking, it's more simple to get through the 300 plus leads, to get through in a chunk time frame of, okay, for 30 minutes, I'm going to time myself. I'm going to get through however many DMs I can, however many comments or notifications I can. When that timer goes off, I'm done. You take it in
Hmm.
chunks. I think one of the biggest problems is we think it's too much. We think it's too much. We think we have to eat the whole enchilada. Imagine actually, like, literally eating a whole enchilada. First, it can't fit in your mouth. Second, even if you did eat it in one bite, your tummy would be upset. No
Yep.
wonder your tummy is upset now, literally anxiety, overwhelm, paralyzed. You trying to eat the whole thing. When you take it in chunks, you time block. Okay, for 30 minutes during my son's nap, whatever, I'm going to time myself and I'm going to whip out as much as I can. Not only is that laser focus, it's cutting out all distractions, but it's discipline. And then you're giving yourself a way to be done rather than feeling like you have to continue and then, you're overwhelmed and the butterflies you have are not exciting. They're overwhelming. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
I
Darla
would,
Key, perfect. Yep. Your target
yeah,
audience. That's Avatar. You got it.
I would agree with that 1,000% too, because like
Yeah.
there's times when like I'll see just, scroll down. It's just like comment, like on all the videos. And it's like, and I'll
Oh,
just take a handful of videos at a time. I'll reply to all the comments and then I'll stop because like if I were to do it straight, sometimes I feel like it would be like I'd be there for 2 hours replying to like every single comment. So it's like
right.
you definitely got to break it up and you can't do it all at once. And again,
Yep.
it's good to have that problem, like to now be like, now I got to figure this out.
Right.
And
And on top of that, I have a couple videos that I've sent my husband on Facebook direct messenger because I have to continue going back to them because they have comments every single time I open up my phone.
yep,
That's really overwhelming. So when I do go through some comments, I don't even now respond to all comments.
yeah,
People who do not have a profile picture, I don't respond to.
yep.
I've just said, you
Like
know
you
what?
said,
That's
cherry picking.
yeah, that's kind of like an indicator that I want to respond to someone else. Someone who comments and says, "Help, I'm broke," not responding to them. Why?
I
Because
just
I
delete
already
those.
know
Yep,
that they have the mentality of a broke person.
yep,
Now, can someone afford what we do? Yes. If they are focused on actually starting a side hustle, they'll find the funds. They'll find the funds for global.
yep,
Everyone always finds the funds for what they prioritize. Everyone. But a first impression of help, I'm broke. Oh, wow, I just did this. Help me. I'm like, I don't want to. I'd
yeah,
rather focus on someone who's like, I've been watching your stuff for so long. I'm so excited. Please message me.
yep.
Right. That is okay, cherry picking. Now, in no way, shape, or form is this you being biased. Is this you being rude? It's you running your business effectively with your time. If you feel me, just drop the word fill because I don't want that to be misconstrued for like, oh, she's not helping everyone. We are, and you are, but you get to take it one chunk at a time, and it is okay to work with your ideal people.
Hmm.
Is that fair? Let me know.
Yep. I think
Any
that's
thoughts
a
on that?
it's a great outlook too, because like when you do get those videos that go like crazy north, meaning like you're getting thousands and thousands of views, hundreds of comments, like to the point where you can't even keep up. And I know some of you guys have been going through that as well. And it's awesome to see, especially like the growth over really these like last through the 90-day challenge. We're at day 48 now, and just to see some of the growth and some of you guys having a hard time keeping up with your business, it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? But now you're at a point where you can kind of um you can start to cherry pick and start to go through and really fine tune who you want to respond to and make sure that
Right.
you're bringing the right person into your business, and kind of go from quantity down to quality. The
Mhm.
the quantity can still be there. It can still be growing. It can still be like you could still be getting hundreds of comments per video, which I know is what some of us have found, and it's awesome. but now you can focus more on quantity and not, sorry, more on quality and not as much the quantity. So
Yep.
either way, um, I'm excited, man. A lot of good stuff going on here, and I've seen so many of you guys make such great improvements in your business, great improvements in your mindset, your attitude, your outlook, all of that stuff in the last 48 days has just been awesome. So I really appreciate you guys being here and kind of just hanging out every single day. So I know a lot of you guys end up watching the replay. So make sure you guys are obviously participating as if you were watching live. And just keep going, guys. Keep going because it's just going to get better and better. We've seen a massive, massive momentum wave moving as we've gone on here in 2024, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And tonight, it's going to go down. So hopefully you guys are getting as many people to tonight's webinar as you possibly can. That is MondayEveningCall.com. I already dropped that in the comments over on the live stream. Any last questions or comments before we wrap up, guys?
Yeah, drop them here if you have them. The biggest thing to focus on is getting people to the webinar. And if you personally can't make it or you don't want to approach it that way, or say a little bit here and there, you do it once a week instead of the twice a week, you do it every other week, whatever works best for you and your schedule is perfectly great. Always be pushing the replay. Have a domain that specifically goes to the replay 100%. Because when you send out a replay to someone and you make it personal to them, you make it urgent for them, you follow the formula for following up, reach back out when you're done watching, talk to you in an hour, because let's say the webinar is an hour, right? Then the person knows you're going to be touching base. Then it's not awkward. Then you can eliminate the, oh no, I feel awkward. I'm a weird salesman. Oh, we don't spammy Kathy people. We follow formulas, right? This is what lands daily sales for me and countless others. And if you want the same, you've got to follow the recipe for what works. Okay. So we will see you guys in the Facebook group if you're on the team already for Mindset Monday here in about an hour and a half. And then we'll see you tonight for the webinar. For sure, use MondayEveningCall.com to get your leads there. Someone who you've already been talking to, they want more insight, they want a better feel, have them come. You have a brand new lead that hits your funnel today, have them come to the webinar. Okay. It'll be super, super awesome to have that collaboration, not only for you, but also in closing sales after. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
I want to throw
right.
one last piece of data out there because I just
Yes.
thought of this and it's super, super, super important. So obviously, like the webinars are converting, guys. They're working really, really well. Here's the most important piece of all of this that you need to know and understand. And this is why tuning in to our trainings, tuning into Teachable Tuesday tomorrow night and all those things. I've seen not only with myself, but the people on our team that are getting sales, 85 to 90% of the sales are coming post webinar, meaning after, not
Mhm.
during the webinar, not before, but after the webinar is over, meaning that they get to go, they get to take the lead gets to take their time and then get to watch it all on their schedule and then join when they're ready versus watching live and joining live. It's kind of
Mhm.
like when someone watches a sales video, they don't necessarily join that very first time. They may need to watch it a few times.
Right.
So really key in, guys, to our training, really key into what we're teaching you guys to do afterwards, because that's where the sales are coming from. And I'm telling you guys right now, like we're getting this formula locked in down tight. So make sure you guys are paying attention, follow the formulas, apply what we teach because plain and simple, it's working. So there you go.
Darla Key has a quick question. Is there broadcast for the leads on TFT app going out for the webinar? You mean to get people registered for the webinar, Darla? Those who are registered automatically for every single Monday and for every single Thursday. And through Zoom, there's no way to customize it afterward to say, hey, go to Darla's link and get involved. It's up to you to close that sale. Does that make sense? If that's what you're meaning.
Yeah, we have all of the leads. So if anyone was ever a lead from you and then registered for the webinar, we're following up with those leads and then trying to get them back to each webinar. So we email them
Yep.
on Mondays, we email them on Thursdays to
Yep.
get them to the live webinar. But we're not reaching out to, if you got a lead 6 months ago, we're not reaching out to that lead to try to get them to the Zoom because obviously we want to make sure everyone is coded back to the original person. So we're not going to
Yep.
be marketing to your leads for you for that.
And we can't. I mean, even if we could, it wouldn't be customized to you, which would defeat the purpose.
Yeah.
But you can always go back as you should, all of you guys, not just Darla. But I mean, reach back out to a person who sent you a text a month ago.
Yep.
Hey, my income accelerator is happening tonight, taught live. Do you want to come? The worst they could say is no, or they just never respond, right? But until you ask, that could be one of the best leads ever. That could be someone who enrolls global tonight. And until you ask, you're not going to know. So you be diligent in following up, you be resilient in planting those seeds, and your harvest will always, always come.
Mm-hmm.
All
There you
right.
go.
We'll see you guys for Mindset Monday. If you're already in TFT, if you're not, get back to the person who invited you here. We'd love to have you aboard. And we'll see you guys here in a bit for the training.